The shattering of crystal marked the end. Not the end of decades of simmering resentment, not the end of their mother's quiet suffering, but the end of Arthur Penhaligon's life. Ilara, her lawyer's mind reeling, stared at the shards of the Waterford vase scattered around the study, crimson blooming on the Persian rug beneath. He's gone, Maya breathed, her voice shaky despite the grim satisfaction etched on her face. The ornate candlestick she still gripped trembled. It was Maya who had acted, spurred by a lifetime of witnessing their father's corrosive control twist their mother into a shadow of her former self. Tonight, his words had been particularly cruel, accusing their mother of being a burden, a failure. The rage had been a tidal wave. Lena, the nurse, knelt beside her father, her face a mask of conflicted emotions. Her skilled hands, usually dedicated to healing, now frantically checked for a pulse that wasn't there. He was already weak, she whispered, her religious convictions battling with the undeniable relief that washed over her. The years of emotional abuse had taken a physical toll on their mother, and Arthur, despite his outward charisma, had been battling a heart condition he refused to acknowledge. Their accident, as they would present it, was born from desperation. A fall during a heated argument, a tragic heart attack. The lies were sickly sweet, coating the bitter truth. The nature of the abuse had always been purely emotional. Arthur was a master manipulator, a puppeteer pulling strings of guilt, shame, and fear. He isolated their mother, cutting her off from friends and family, slowly eroding her self-worth until she was entirely dependent on him. He doled out affection like a miser, only to snatch it away with a cutting remark or a cold dismissal. There were no bruises, no broken bones, just a spirit systematically crushed. This invisible cruelty had fueled their resolve. The disposal was a grotesque ballet of efficiency and panic. Ilara, with her knowledge of loopholes and legal gray areas, orchestrated the logistics. Maya, fueled by adrenaline and a dark artistic vision, handled the physical aspects, the cleaning, the moving. Lena, her heart heavy with guilt but resolute in her conviction, provided her medical expertise to ensure the accident looked plausible. They moved the body, arranged the scene, wiped away any trace of their involvement. It was messy, terrifying, and left them all stained with a darkness they could never wash away. Their relationship, once a tapestry of childhood memories and shared secrets, was now stretched taut. Ilara, the pragmatic one, focused on the details, her anxiety manifesting as control. Maya, always the volatile one, swung between fierce protectiveness of her sisters and bursts of unpredictable anger. Lena, torn between her faith and her actions, sought solace in prayer, her silence a constant accusation. The shared secret was a heavy chain, binding them together but also threatening to strangle them. The guilt was a relentless tide. Ilara, despite her logical justifications, was haunted by the image of her father's lifeless eyes. Maya found herself unable to paint, her artistic soul choked by remorse. Lena, burdened by her broken oath to do no harm, confessed to a priest, who offered absolution but couldn't erase the sin. A week passed. The community mourned Arthur, remembering his charm and business acumen, oblivious to the darkness that lurked beneath the surface. The local police investigated, a cursory inquiry into an accidental death. Detective Reynolds, however, wasn't convinced. He noticed the lack of genuine grief in the daughter's eyes, the too perfect arrangement of the scene. Something felt staged, rehearsed. He picked up on subtle inconsistencies in their stories, the almost imperceptible hesitation in their voices. He couldn't put his finger on it, but he knew something was wrong. The mother, Evelyn, remained cloistered in her room, a ghost in her own house. They hadn't told her. They had protected her, they reasoned. But one night, Ilara found her mother sifting through Arthur's papers, a faint smile playing on her lips. "He was going to leave me," Evelyn whispered, her voice barely audible. "He had a mistress, a young woman. He was going to take everything." The revelation hit Ilara like a physical blow. Their sacrifice, their carefully constructed lie, all for a woman who was planning her escape. The irony was a cruel twist of the knife. Evelyn looked up, her eyes clear, almost knowing. "You did this for me, didn't you?" The silence that followed was thick with unspoken truths. Did she know? Had she suspected? Or was she simply relieved, finally free from the gilded cage Arthur had built around her? The truth, whatever it was, would remain buried, a secret guarded by three sisters bound by blood and bloodlust. They had sought justice, but all they found was the messy, complicated reality of revenge, and the chilling realization that sometimes, the cure is just as poisonous as the disease. The vase was broken, the rug stained, and the Penhaligon sisters were forever changed, trapped in a web of their own making. The peace they craved remained elusive, a distant echo in the halls of their haunted lives. And Detective Reynolds. He was still watching, waiting for the thread that would unravel the whole carefully constructed lie. The game, it seemed, was far from over. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more stories like this.